Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're at the home of Queen Mother Samad, 48 Cool Shade Drive, and we're here with an historical lady, a lady of class, substance, everything that is wonderful and beyond. I mean, I'm slow for words, and I've done a lot of interviews, but I can hardly speak. Queen Mother Samad, how are you?
Fine.
Well, I brought a bunch
bit
of
pesky, but fine.
I brought a lot of friends to meet with you today and to kind of discuss your beautiful life that you have started in Harlem in the United States of America. How was it then? Could you take us back to...
I was born on the last night that Mr. Garvey would be speaking, 1922. His speech would be the 31st of August, and my mother kept rubbing her stomach and saying, "Please, darling, please." She wanted to hear Mr. Garvey, but I wanted to get out and see who this Garvey was.
Right.
So a few minutes later, they took me across to Harlem Hospital, and I was born September 1st. So that makes me in 2 months, 93.
Oh my God. Wow. What was your early life? Because I read that you actually saw Mr. Garvey at a young age of about, say, 5.
That's right.
When your dad kind of put you on his shoulders. Tell us about that.
He was off. Well, he was off to prison at that time. You know, when I was 5. But Mr. Garvey himself is not someone that I personally knew, outside of the fact that he came to my house when my mother gave birth to me. I was born in the house. He came to the house and he, you know, tousled my little hairy, you know, we African children, you know. And he said she's going to be a great lady. So wherever I go, I tell that story. Mr. Garvey said that I was going to be a great lady. I don't know about that.
And indeed you are. Indeed you are a great lady.
I don't know about that. But he, as you can see, he's everything to me.
I noticed. The first thing that struck me is this beautiful... could you lift that up, Brother Racy? And of course, that's Oris mattress we have right here from the UNIA. And directly to the right is, of course, Diana Perkins from the UK. Okay. Tell us a little bit about this beautiful picture.
It's done. It was done for Mr. Garvey's 87th birthday. At that time, I went to England, you know, to celebrate with you people. Fantastic. Fantastic. Were you born then? 87?
No. Actually, my son was a year old at the time too.
Oh.
My daughter's.
My days in the organization were wonderful days.
Yes.
It was days when we were taught to love one another. The young brother who called me this morning, you see the double elephants there? Yeah, hand me that.
Yes.
Who's that?
You could put the picture
Okay, you
down.
said you're stone.
Yes, big. What is this we're looking at, Queen Mother?
These, well, I love elephants, you know. The
Okay.
strength of elephants.
Right.
And when you said you were stone, I wanted to show you how we as a people, man and woman, we love each other.
Wow.
So I wanted to give it to you in stone.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. This, I will cherish this for the rest of my life.
Well, as much as you told me you love me this morning,
I love you so much still. Queen Mother Samad, thank you very, 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 very much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
And you're into Garveyism?
She is.
Yes.
You better be.
She better be.
Oh, definitely.
This is.
And of course, we have on camera
This.
Paul, the chosen one,
my
Elliot.
name. This is Garvey. This I'm giving to Brother Matthews because Brother Matthews is the only black man in this country who has ever put money in my hand.
Wow.
You gave me a total of $8,000.
Wow. You remember?
Yes.
Yes.
What you have to say, Brother Racy?
Well, when Queen Mother, when she got the title Queen Mother, she said at her acceptance speech, "I am the unrepentant Garveyite."
Yeah.
And I always remember and love her for that.
Yes.
Always. Never did I, Mr. Garvey. The
Wow.
unrepentant Garveyite. Thank you ever so much, Queen Mother.
You're welcome, darling. Thank you for being so wonderful.
Yes.
And those two scrolls, see, I only expected two of you, those two. This is what we had to study. Muta Baruka is denying it, but this was given to us in the...
Okay, what is this, Queen Mother?
This is, you know the story of the Lynch...
Yeah, Willie Lynch.
Willie Lynch.
Right.
This is the Willie Lynch. I have
Okay.
more of them, so I'll give you one and give you two.
Okay.
But this is what we had to study so that we could know one another. And
So
love
everything
one-
about that letter of Willie Lynch that went to that saw
It
black
was-
people hanging and saying that was a terrible waste of stocks and so on.
was
It is true.
It's true.
Okay.
It's true.
Okay. So they're trying to say, other folks are trying to say it's a myth that never
No.
existed.
No.
What are your thoughts on that?
When I was 5 years old, my father gave me a small red book of the Willie Lynch story. So, I'm old as Methuselah. So, it has to be true. The story is true. And when I first came here, I told this story, and Muta Baruka decided that it wasn't true. You don't replace anything he says. But I am paying him no mind. I had 1,000 of these made, and here's what we got. Okay, and I have no.
Thank you very
And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, Queen Mother Samad is very a cheerful giver, I must say. Present has been flowing left and right. So, Queen Mother, I understand that the big crowd and all the fanfare surrounding Mr. Garvey back in Harlem, because Harlem was like the main hub for black people, right?
They adored him.
They adored him.
They adored him. My father was 6'4", and at that time that was a tall man. Today they go up to 7-something. But my father and all of the Guyanese guys, because my father was from British Guiana,
Okay.
and my father said that for this man who was no more than 5'7",
Wow.
my daddy was 6'4", and all his people, he said, and we black men adored him.
Wow.
At that time, height.
Was the
But
in
Mr.
thing.
Garvey was height and perfection to them. He taught us how to love one another.
True. Wow.
To love one another. That word love is a dirty word,
Yes, it is.
We haven't caught up with it yet.
Yes, it is.
But he came in time to teach the black man not to retaliate by lynching the white man. Because by this time, the black man in America was sick and tired of the white man and his lies. You fight my war, and when you come back, I will give you much. And they gave them nothing but the lynch rope. So about the time that Mr. Garvey came on the scene, they said, oh, really? Well, we're going to start fighting back. But you notice it wasn't the same kind of not fight back as Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King said, don't hit them back. But Mr. Garvey said, if they hit you,
Hit them
Hit
back.
him.
Yes, man, we know that. We know that, man. Can't kill mama. Can't kill mama.
All right.
they
Yes.
hit you, stomp.
So
them.
then, as a young lady, I noticed you mentioned reading a little bit about you, about our hair, how like the Afro hair style.
Yeah.
Could you speak a little bit about that and what you saw when you came to Jamaica with all this falls here that the women were wearing and so on?
I'm guilty of it too.
Mm-hmm.
By the time I got here, I was 53. And I was wearing my hair in the braids, and all that kind of stuff. And I remember when I was about, anyway, I think I was about 20-something, and Maya Angelou came into the shop on 125th Street where I was selling music and gifts, and my hair was all pressed and beautiful, and hers was not. She had on the afro, and she looked. I said to her, "Oh, you're beautiful." This is Maya Angelou.
Yes, the great poet.
Yeah.
Yes.
I said, "Oh, you're beautiful." She said, "Yeah, and what's wrong with your hair?" Because I was talking about her hair,
Yeah.
cut very low. And I said, well, what's wrong with my hair? Because in the Garvey movement, as long as you didn't straighten your hair,
Right. That's
you could do all kinds of nice things with it. But she said that I had, by that time, you know, I was a glamour girl at that time.
You still is a glamour girl, I'm telling you. Yes, I am. I'm telling you.
Heels, you know.
Yes.
And I created the dashiki.
Okay.
You know, that garment that men wear. I developed that, and I brought the African clothes to the Western world.
Wow.
So everything I did had to be gorgeous.
Yes.
Glamour,
and you can
you know.
see the dress that she's wearing. So beautiful. Look at Queen Mother Samad.
Yes. The old girl.
No.
Oh,
But I've had a good life.
Yes.
I've had a good black life.
So you came to Jamaica and you met your husband.
No, I met him in the UNIA.
Oh, in the United States you met him, actually.
Yeah.
So what happened there?
Well, he was Jamaican, and he was from some place called Porus.
Okay.
Manchester.
Manchester.
I can relate to that.
Oh, good. Yes, he was from Porus, and I met him, actually, to tell the truth. Everybody's telling the truth nowadays. To tell the truth, he wasn't in love with me. He was in love with my mother. And she was 10 years older. And one of the legions, Mr. West, said, because mother had a boyfriend from Trinidad anyway. He said, take the young one. Well, but at that time I was 15.
You're kidding me.
Yeah. I was 15. But anyway, he put his ring on my finger. And this says Allah. I'm married to Allah.
Okay.
And this is Islam. This is Ramadan you're in now. That's Islam. And this is Mother Africa. This is school ring. And my mother's engagement ring to my father.
Okay. Still have that?
Yeah, 1921.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you have a whole lot of history.
Yes, yes.
So you met in love with this young teenager at 15 years old. What happened after that?
I gave him a hard time.
Of course.
what you did?
What happened there?
Well, I mean, you're 15, you got all your little friends, your little boyfriends, you know, from school. And this 25-year-old guy talking about he's